Video about the topic which is quite actual today, why men don't marry. And just want to share with you a couple of thoughts and see if you agree, and please share and reply under the video to just spread this awareness to possibly help other guys to realize the actual situation in the world today. And what are the dangers and risks that we are facing and how to avoid them to remain the master of your own life and destiny. So why don't men marry today? And the rate of statistics of men not wishing to marry is showing everywhere that it is rapidly increasing in number. So more and more men refuse to create families. And the reason, in my opinion, is that men just simply do not see any benefit from such enterprise. If you think really, why would men invest their efforts, their money, their own blood, so to say, and their health into, if we take children, for example, why would they invest all of this into producing kids that government will be able at any moment to take from them? You see, kids which they can't even educate themselves, but are being raised as masses of brainwashed cattle by modern education system. So your children do not belong to you anymore. I know there are many states and countries which are forcefully will take children if you decide to homeschool them, and they will create a lot of problems to you because they are needing and raising the obedient slaves of their system. That's why you do not have control over your own family today. When you marry a woman, you marry to a state. Why would men want to invest their life into a person, a woman who they cannot even rely upon, and relationship with whom is heavily controlled by the third party, which is the state? Like I said, when you marry a woman, you don't marry just like in olden days. Men and women were marrying in front of the witnesses and pledging their loyalty to God and to each other. Today, you're pledging your loyalty to the state, even though you might not be aware of that. Because if you Google it, for example, if you dig into the information regarding the marriage agreements and what is written in legal documents describing marriage agreements, you will see to your horror that the state plays incredibly authoritative role in this alliance. This is a kind of business contract, a legal contract, which you and your wife become legal participants in, and you are basically passing the keys of your life to the government. They can take your possession, they can using divorce lawyers and many other legal gears, they can just strip you off of all your money and all your rights and possessions, basically. So current legal system is incredibly adverse to the man. And even to the woman, even though they do use women to destroy families and enslave men, but of course women also suffer from this. So more and more men are turning either monks today, they're living a monk style, and by the way, they are feeling totally comfortable by that, or just they use prostitute service when they feel they need it, or even many of them are just buying silicone love dolls, and thus they just ensure themselves to stay away from all these problems that the marriage brings, and they live by themselves and enjoy their aloneness. So what do women do in today's society? It is obvious that women were also greatly played on, and they were deceived as well. And as biological species and the members of society and family, women are today rapidly losing their significance. And currently, the role which women play is rather dual, in my opinion. It is like they are used as a workforce by the government, and they are paying taxes. And this was one of the biggest reasons in the first place why government decided to give women rights to vote, just to use them as a workforce and collect taxes. And the other thing is also that they are used as a tool to control male population, to ensure that the men stay weak, dependent, and without initiative. And men who are having their businesses, maybe sometimes they can be still interested in having women as parts in those businesses, only provided they bring any feasible profit to it. In any other sense, men are really not seeing any benefit whatsoever from dealing with women. And reasons for that, or what is happening also, you can see deeper that government today does not need independent men with initiative. At least not more than the farmer needs some aggressive cow or ram who attacks and horns everyone. Cattle is beneficial only when it behaves like a cattle, otherwise it needs to be done away with. So the situation can only change if some global change happens and women realize their natural role of wives and mothers, and men realize their role of masculine leaders and builders of the world. Otherwise, it will just continue rolling down the slope as it is now. So this was mainly a few thoughts which I wanted to share with you, and please also post your opinions, your comments. What you see can be added to these thoughts which I've been sharing, and please feel free to share this information in with your friends and online, in Twitter, Facebook, wherever you are sharing it, to increase awareness. And I believe if we continue sharing this information and more men will come to clear understanding of how this system of the world works, that they do not have control of their lives anymore, but that they basically are selling themselves off to government enterprise when they sign marriage contract, and even if they don't sign and just living in civil union, they are still falling under the civil union law, and government is still able to control them and take hold of their possessions, unfortunately. And when man realizes that, of course, he will clearly see the dangers, and he will stay away from this. But at the same time, it may also bring awareness within female population, and they, if they think, they might be able to understand that men being treated like that is basically leading to the destruction of society. So if they want to survive physically, they should be rather baking up the old traditional rules and laws of the family unit than these modern laws. If they want to survive, if they can see the picture clearly and what follows. So again, what we can do at this moment is just sharing information, because the change begins from understanding, from changing the mind state. So if the state of mind is changed, then probably the actions will also follow, and one way or the other, some changes will occur, and hopefully will bring positive results. Okay, so I am wrapping up now, and that's it. It was George Grant from Caucasus Club. Have a great day, and see you in the next video.